Yes, indeed. Peace, live and direct, the Reentry Connect podcast. Once again, here spinning the track with my homie Bayah. Bayah, you know what it is, man. It's the love of life, man. The thing you represent. And I know that sometimes, man, we go through some things out here in the world where we just got to spin the track, man, and just vent, get it off our chest, because we never know what people going through, man. We walk around with these smiles. We walk around with these nice selfies and these poses, you know what I'm saying, cutting the angles and all that. But in reality, got a whole lot of things going on in life, man. Whole lot going on. A lot of people don't even know about. But Bayak, man, go ahead and spin the track real quick, man. What's good, man? What's on your mind? How you doing today, man?
First of all, I'd like to tell you I appreciate you blessing me with this opportunity to be on this live stream, speaking my truth, sharing my joy, sharing my pain, and
Yeah.
in regards to mental trauma, mental stress, and so much of our people be opposed to speaking their truth and saying that they're not okay, and mentally. Life on life terms is getting the best of them, other than bringing out the best of them.
Mm-hmm.
For me personally, when I'm going through something, nobody will ever be able to tell unless I tell them.
Mm.
Sometimes, it exudes my body because I'm that passionate about things. And for me right now is a very, very complex day, just in this day alone. It'd be day after day, it'd be on adversity after adversity. But it's like I was telling you the other day, bro. Thursday was a day for me. There was so many different adversities that befell me, like literally almost hour after hour. It was one thing after another, and it's like when I was in that box and I had to deal with all the mental and emotional and sometimes physical trauma that we have to deal with back there, inside there. And it was when I was tested in regards to being the agent of change that I committed myself to being. I was tested after test in regards to me not buying in and investing in harming people and putting me in a position to harm their family members and my sub community inside prison in
Mm.
regards to my how can I say it, investing in the stock, investing in the stock of me willfully throwing my future away,
Mm.
um, consciously investing in my failures and the failures of our future without me being a productive member in their education and rehabilitation. So for me to have to persevere inside that box every time I did, every time I didn't succumb to my old ways, every time I didn't allow my nafs, my desires to make me, um, you know, victimize people and or join in with the negativity. I was
Mm.
rewarded. After every hardship is a reward.
Mm.
And I persevered in a way that I couldn't ever imagine it in regards to me evolving in who I am. Even
Mm.
back then, who I was then, at that time when I was at retreat. And I had to
Mm.
persevere through the things that I did and not invest in my failures. And I gave myself a meaningful chance to gain the opportunity to be paroled. And after
Mm.
that, here I am going on 2 years uh, out here striving and doing what's right. So for me right now, mentally, like I said, going back to the mental health aspect, um, I'm walking the track with my bro, and I'm
Mm.
I already told him I'm not doing good. You know,
Mm.
I told my other big bro earlier today that I'm not doing good, and this was prior to me busting down um, an exceptional, I believe, exceptional hosting job at anti-gun violence. We was advocating and speaking and standing for and with victims of gun violence. And he
Mhm.
was concerned about me being able to muscle that situation in my current state. And I told him, no matter what, you know, there's nobody going to be able to know and see or feel what I'm going through, you know,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
that's what we do. We muscle through it, and we put on those smiles, like you said, and we move accordingly in
Mhm.
regards to being professional. And at times, when we say being strong, but um, it took me to be a full-grown man and been through so many different complex situations in life
Mhm.
to be able to say that they say men don't cry, to be that cut, to be that firm in my convictions,
Mhm.
to be that firm in my belief. Because I read a book of weeping, and it's very um, traumatizing. But the
Mhm.
fact that if your heart is so hard and black that it hardens to the point where you can't cry, and you can't cry out of love and compassion for a loss of with the island, and or cry out of fear in regards
Mhm.
to your punishment if you become uh, a man or a woman that spread mischief on the land, that you're just
Mhm.
a vicious, heinous individual. You shall reap the benefits of that,
Mhm.
if that is a benefit, because we know it's a severe punishment.
Yeah.
So I did what I had to do to soften my heart and to lighten
Mhm.
my heart and remove those black spots, those black dots off of my
Mhm.
heart. And it softened my heart to the point where I don't run from or shy away from crying anymore.
Mhm.
And I just was tested today in a way that was so traumatizing for me. A young fella, I thought he was about 15, 16, but he was with two other little brothers, and they was walking across the street while I was on live. And like I said, we were speaking out with and for victims of gun violence. So I
Mhm.
called them over and I asked them, like, what's up? Like, how you doing or whatever. And the young fella, I can't remember where I seen him from or interacted with him from, but I know him. I know him. I know all these kids because I used to be them. But him personally, I actually had interaction with him before. I can't remember where, because I engage with them in these streets. I talk to them. I stop them. So I'm never the one that be like, oh no, you can't talk to these youngins. Like ever since I was in the box, I've been hearing that, and when they come through, I never experienced that. And or when I come through, and I'm the new boy that just came through, I never experienced what other people experience. They embrace me, because they can see it. I ain't on none of that, but I'm on this. And I pump it, I push it because I'm trying my best. I'm doing my best, I should say. I'm not trying, I'm doing my best in
Mhm.
trying to get through to them. And I am getting through to them. But the young fella broke me down today because he was himself close to crying when I asked him about the life that he lived and in regards to losing classmates. So I asked the young man, did he lose any classmates? And he said, yeah, yeah, yeah. But this was the second time he said it. He said, it's a lot. I can't talk about it. I don't know what to say. Like it hurts so much. That's what he told me. But when I
Mhm.
asked him, did he lose any classmates, he said, yeah, yeah, I lost a lot. He said, he said, I lost five brothers. Said I lost 5 brothers in 2 years.
Mm,
Now, since this young man who looked like right now he's about 15 to 16. So since he was about 15 to 16, he started losing friends. And it hasn't stopped. And that broke me down. I broke down crying on 6th Street.
mm,
And it's a lot that we go through as a people. But when we talk to our kids and we talk to the youth that's out here and we have an effect on them that can save their life, that can
mm,
stop them from ending someone's life and committing suicide. Because that's my new thing now, one of my staples that we're out here committing mass suicide.
mm.
Um, and we thinking we're saving our lives and not only saving our lives, but saving the lives of our loved ones when we're just
Mm,
victimizing victims.
mm.
And it
Wow.
hurt. It hurt.
And it's deep, man. And I don't mean to cut you off, but it takes a lot of courage to get on here, especially to speak on the realms of the mental health stage. It's not easy when you got the world on your shoulders. It's not easy when you got to carry things on your own. It's not easy when you see you and other people, especially the younger crowd, the younger individuals that you said that lost 5 brothers. That's not easy seeing them go through that hurt and pain. As you mentioned, when that conveyed on you, you had to break down for the simple fact that it moves you so much because you knew what it was to go through a cycle like that. You knew what it was to feel that hurt inside, but not being able to understand how to let it out. And most times that's what happens, especially in the black and brown community, where people feel as though that crying is being a sign that a person is a sissy or being a sign that a person is weak or that a person doesn't know how to stand up for themselves. But in all cases, that's not the truth. So for you to get on and vent and share your truths of what you stand on is very powerful. And I know that for a fact that this definitely opens up the minds and hearts of a lot of individuals, especially men, you know, shows them like, wow, it's okay to have emotion. It's okay to do a little venting. It's okay to, to share what's on your mind, what's on your heart. That's what all spinning the track is about. Most individuals don't know what that term is, spinning the track. When you're in prison, you say, yo, come out to the yard, we're gonna spin the track. That means you got to talk about something. What's going on out here. There's plenty of tracks out here, but a lot of people don't walk them.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? It seems like the track now is the telephone. If a person is able to answer them, but nonetheless, it gives us that understanding that for you to, like you said, for you to come out, for you to admit and say, hey, look, I'm past that stage of holding everything in. You're able to cry. You're able to shed tears. Man, that takes a lot for a person to even say. Me personally, I mean, I pray I get to that point, but I'm not gonna lie, my heart has grown so cold over the years for certain things where I'm still at a dull moment where I'm not gonna cry. Like I'm not, I don't play the emotion thing. But again, I'm not refraining or telling somebody that that's wrong. You know what I mean? Because we all go through our situations differently. We all cope differently. Like with me, if it's something on my mind and I'm thinking, I'll jump on my wheel, jump on the Land City Express and just cruise all the way down there, get to the point, turn around. I turn around the Snokel, come all the way back, just cruise, listen to music, or sometimes I don't listen to nothing at all if there's something on my mind. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm commending you on sharing that because you're giving other individuals hope. you're giving other individuals an insight on what it really means to spin the track.
All right, we're gonna talk about spinning the track. So at the end of the day, we're able to spin the track and
Mhm.
send a kite or let somebody at child know, tell my brother to come out. We gonna walk the yard because in the penitentiary you just can't tell people come out to the yard,
Yeah.
because they may think it's a distress call and
Mm.
think you're in the need of physical assistance.
Mhm.
So you have to be very mindful of what type of messages that you send people because words can invoke fear and or panic. And in said panic or fear, you can put somebody in a bad situation and or yourself. But when we make these calls to come spin the track, we know for sure you tell somebody to come outside, one, that you need them. But when you tell them to come outside, that we're going to spin the track, it's a personal um, call for that. That person called you, because he need a confident that he can confide in and
Mhm.
get the proper nourishment and or that he can just vent to. So I'm
Mhm.
venting to my brother. I'm venting to you. And I'm venting
Mhm.
to all of us here today and tomorrow and further beyond the beyond because this is forever.
Mhm.
Um, so, with that being said, it wasn't only what I was experiencing in regards to trying to save our children's lives and save my peers' lives and my elders' lives in regards to not constantly, daily having to deal with this gun violence, the
Mhm.
result of gun violence, and just mentally and emotionally, me having to go through what I'm going through in my personal life and for the ways that I cope, for me no longer to be able to do that. For the
Mhm.
ways that I cope to victimize people and hurt people, that is very traumatic for me because I'm not trying to hurt anybody. Don't want to offend anybody. And when I do things or say things that is very therapeutic for me and my healing and maintaining my mental and emotional well-being, for that to traumatize someone, for me to have to hear the pain in somebody and them expressing the way that me expressing myself makes them feel. And it's not about that this is how I make them feel, but this is the way what I say and do makes them feel. And this is what we at times fail to realize because we say, well, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't say anything wrong. And that just be the basis of our fight. I'm going to relent um, my position in regards that I didn't say or do anything wrong because that wasn't what was said. What was said was the way I said what I said or what I did. That's what made that person feel or think what they felt or think. So
Mhm.
me saying, or even just, me just being so strong on my standpoint that I didn't do anything wrong. So it's just so hard for me to ascertain how am I supposed to move. If I don't do this, it is a problem. How if I do this, that is a problem. However way it go, like I'm
Mhm.
not making any progress, and I'm stagnated, and I'm doing whatever I can do to maintain a level of peace. And for me, it's real hard to accept this when I found peace inside a cell. I found
Mhm.
peace when I had no one to come and shine light on my face. When it was cold in that cell and I ain't have no window to look out of. when I
Mm-hmm.
can go like this and spread my wings and touch two walls.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if I wanted to, can sit on the edge of my bunk and wash my hands after I use the bathroom and not stand up.
Mm-hmm.
I could do all that without standing up. I found peace. So for me to be home and living the life that I'm living and experiencing so many powerful things, so many impactful moments, not only for me but for others. For me to be sitting here saying that I'm going through what I'm going through and it's hard and it hurt, and I'm going through what I'm going through with you, and I'm going through it with everybody else because we all got issues, we all got pains,
Mm-hmm.
but it's about pressing through for it, pressing through for each other. And when I mean each other, I mean all of us, because it's not getting any better. It's getting worse. A very good companion of mine that was my QB when I was at Camp Hill. Um, he was telling me about his nephew, and his nephew was the terror in the neighborhood. You know, he was putting in that work, like he was putting in so much work, and he had so uh, he lacked regard for life and respect for not only his elders, his family, but just everybody in general. So, as we call it, he's out there pushing his pistol, and some type of way, him and his father got into something, and it was verbally. And his father, was just, doing his fatherly duties or talking to his son the way a father should talk to his son. And he shot his dad in the kneecap. He shot his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And his uncle, who was my QB at the time, he calls, and he's just checking in on his nephew. He's so removed from investing in the negativity, even that he don't even want to talk about. He didn't call for that. He's still calling to genuinely check in on his nephew. And he was like, "Yeah, what's up? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I shot your brother. You feel some type of way, you can get it too."
Mm-hmm.
You're like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't call you for that. You didn't talk about none of that. But it's just the fact that he went from 0 to 60. He didn't even know what his uncle called him for, what his uncle had to say. As soon as he heard his uncle's voice, he just went in about, "Yeah, I shot your brother, and you can get it too." Like this is our plight right now. They are fight. So I said what I said, but I know this is going to shock everybody in regards to this young man, this little boy. It's actually a little boy. He was 10 years old. He should be about 13 now, 14 or whatever. But he was 10 years old and he was the terror of the neighborhood. Everybody in his neighborhood was scared of him. And the young man that I ran into today, he was 18. Like I said, if anybody seen the live that we burned down on 6 the Breaking the Change Community Resource Center, he don't look like he's 18. He looks like he's 15 or 16. And
Mm-hmm.
for him to say that he started losing his brothers since he was 16 or 15, and said it was five of them in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
If this doesn't affect you, if your heart is that hard and that black, you need to do some more soul searching. And I'm so happy that my brother and so many of us don't know the level of pain that I do. And I always say, I don't want nobody, I never want anybody to know um, what it is to have me evolve into the love of life, because I evolved into the love of life strictly, merely off of pain, off my heartache and trauma, off of me traumatizing people to the point that it was no more room for me as I was in um, solitary confinement. And that will be not only a misstatement, but that will be a lie. Prior to me being in solitary, I mean, in my position that I was in solitary confinement. But when I came to awareness, when I actually became a liberated conscious man, it was in suicide watch. And it wasn't
Mhm.
because I was trying to end my life or I wanted to kill my life, kill myself. It was the fact that I was harming other people, and I was locked away to protect not only myself and others, but for the safety of the institution that they put me on suicide watch. So, with that being said, I got a Z code and all that, but because of that, and I had my Z code prior to that too. But the fact of the matter is, I came to terms with I didn't love myself. But furthermore, I came to terms with that I keep harming people and getting write ups, that I'm not only stopping myself from coming home and being kept in these dungeons, that I would keep victimizing people. For me, I dealt with, like you said, you deal with yours. For me, I dealt with mine differently.
Mhm.
Instead of running and hiding from my pain, I used to expose others to pain, because I'm hurting, I'm stressed, I feel some type of way. I got to get this out of me. I got to get it off of my chest. So I used to go victimize people and punch on people.
Mhm.
And it made me feel, good, to be honest, uh, because the way I was bred, like a wild young buck. For those that know where the word young buck really originated from, is a stallion that hasn't been broken. That's wild. He's untamed. And you can't get on his back because he's
Mhm.
going to buck. He's going to do anything and everything to get you up off his back. And you break a young buck by riding his back, by not allowing him to throw you off of him. And I got broke. The people didn't break me. My intelligence broke me. My intellect broke me in regards to me no longer not seeing, hearing, and feeling what actually was going on, how I was victimizing my people, how my people was hurting by my actions and or by my inactions, because I wasn't out here doing what we doing now, and we wasn't being seen and felt in regards to our true selves. An individual that's incarcerated, that's accumulating write-ups after write-ups, violent act after violent act, and you're saying that you're a good dude. Um, how's that possible?
Mhm.
Like, we have these good person stances. This is one of the things that I learned when I was in the therapeutic community.
Mhm.
And for me, when I was incarcerated at first, I used to go into these groups and programs because they was mandated for me before I be paroled, that I had to complete that. So I used to do that. And I used to just go because it was mandated programs. And you're not going home if you don't do it. If you don't understand what that means, that's what it is. To be released, you have to complete your mandated programs and
Mhm.
groups. So for me, that was just an avenue of getting home. I had to do that. And me doing so, not only did I see, um, apologies, life on life terms, but not only did I learn, not see, not only did I learn some very, very powerful things, but I seen how much I was not only saving myself, but saving the individuals in these groups and programs that I was in. And my participation elevated me to an understanding of my responsibility. And I'm a big Marvel fan, like comic books and all that, superheroes, um, and the villains and all that. We like watching Freddy, Jason, and all that type of stuff. We watch them type of movies. But both of these movies, genre of movies, I would say, have undertones, and the undertones is so parallel to our life. And this is how and why these people that created these multi-million dollar entities now, they started off of reality. They started off of reality, and the reality of it is when you have a knowledge of something and you're educated, with that knowledge and education comes power, and with that power comes great responsibility, and that is the superhero mantra. And with that, um, I carry myself as a king. I see you as a king, so I see women as queens. So with that being said, our children, they're our heirs, they're our future. So if we allow um, the Trojan horse, Goliath, and all our other enemies to come in our house freely, but we think we're going to have a peaceful home, we're sadly mistaken. We think we can have a peaceful home if we allow our natural enemies, which is the devil and his minions, to run them up in our lives without standing up and fighting them with everything we have. So I know for sure that's what you do, and I don't question what I do, because I'll go back and speak about how I can cry willfully today and without notice is because my heart was so hard. My heart was so hardened that um, taking a life um, wasn't a thing to question myself whether it was right or wrong, because I was hardened to the point where I believed that it had to be done, because if it wasn't done, then my life would be taken or the life of my loved ones would be taken. So it's that easy for us to devalue someone's life when we're looking at it from a standpoint that we might die in the next second, when we don't even aspire to see the next day. And I had to go through some major, major pains. And not only me, it was me coming to terms of what I did to my family. And I mean my whole family, my family out Wilson Park, my family in Philly, my family inside the prison, just with me being who I am, and people taking to me the way that they do, and listen and follow me the way that they do. It's like it hurt me to the point that it crushed me and crushed me and crushed me. It was many levels and many phases of my redevelopment and me letting go of these core issues that made crime fair seeming, that made victimizing people fair seeming. Because what I learned in my group and program was that I had the good person stance. And the good person stance is someone that victimizes people and do um, evil or illegal acts, and they justify them by the good that they do. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it could be that, I'm selling drugs, and with the profits, the illegal gains of me selling drugs, I buy my mother a house. I feed the kids in the community. Thanksgiving, I pass out turkeys. You know what I'm saying? Like so many people, um, I'm affecting their lives in a positive way. So this is why I'm doing it, and this is my
Mm-hmm.
justification. I'm saving my people. But in all, every drug that we sold, that was money that we took out of that household. Um, every, as we say, you know, whoever we say, however we say, I'm not going to diminish that person that way. Uh, every time we sell, these illegal drugs to someone, and I say illegal drugs because so many of it is legal now. Some of the
Mm-hmm.
worst is legal. Fentanyl is legal. You know, so it's just when we sell these drugs in mass quantity to our people, or even in low quantity to our people, illegally, we're taking the mother out of her household, because not only is she not in her household where she have young kids that she should be watching, and she's out here chasing these drugs, but when she do get high, she goes straight to her house, the ones that goes home. But it's always trauma, whether they go home or they don't go home. The kids is being affected negatively. And like I said earlier on my live, was the fact that I just found out that it's an epidemic right now, and so many of us may not even be aware of this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my fight to save our children, save our generation. So I will let everyone know now that it is a serious epidemic right now, and so many of our children is being snatched into the system because they're because of the opiate epidemic, because of their parents are out here on drugs, and they're being ruled as unfit parents, and their children is being taken in mass numbers. Our children is being placed in foster homes. Our children are being placed in the system, and this is a travesty because these children, some of them, are not uh, at risk youth, and we have to, like I always say, bro, we got to come together and do this together. And so
Mm-hmm.
many of us have nonprofit organizations, and one of the bylaws in nonprofit work is that we're to link up, we're to join, assist, and help, even if it's monetary. But it is even beneficial for us, on a business standpoint, to do this in regards to even financing it uh, with and for each other, because these tax write-offs and things like that, because you can't profit off a nonprofit, but at the same time you can maximize your potential in regards to bringing a, bringing forth positive change in our people's lives. And this is when you get more money back from the, well, you get the money that you put in, you get it back, and then you put it back and you pay it forward. So therefore, we have a different cycle going on.
Mm-hmm.
This is the cycle of productivity. This is the cycle of change. And we need to maximize our exposure. That's why I always thank you for blessing me with every opportunity that you do, for me to share my truth. And honestly, I just feel so much better right now than I did when I started this live.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank
Wow.
you, bro. Thank you for that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And some people, um, my brother here, right here, Scott Rector, he commented off of YouTube. He said enough was enough. The answer is with us, not any elected officials. I agree with you, brother. He agreed right with you, man.
No doubt.
Like I said, you sharing your truth, man, showing that mental health is real, and like you said, the ways we cope with it is by venting, by getting it off our chest, by, pulling a brother to the side. Yo, this is what I'm going through. I don't know if I can make it, man. I just need that encouraging word. Sometimes it's not even about the encouraging words or the response. It's just about being a listening ear. You dig what I'm saying? Like sometimes, people, are quick to try to, oh, well, you should be doing this. Well, why are you not doing that? And it's not even about that. It's about, yo, this on my chest. This is what I'm trying to get off. Cause sometimes we could get into those, uh, like you said, in that box where it's like, dang, where can we turn to? You can't. So you forced to battle it on your own. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, all right, battle it the way I can, but then it's only but so much you could just keep inside. You know what I'm saying? Before it comes out abruptly, before it
Yes.
comes out the wrong way, before you
Yes.
go to a meeting and somebody say the wrong thing, or you
Yep.
walking down the street trying to get something right and something stupid happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's why I believe that, especially with the like you said, I know your organization is the Love of Life, but then here on the Reentry Connect podcast, like we deal with a variety of things. You know what I'm saying? It's not just okay what to prepare for, um, when you come out, but also the things you're gonna be battling with when you do get out here. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it becomes a bigger load, versus when you are incarcerated. You know what I mean? I tell people all the time, we got responsibilities, bills are due, you gotta pay this, you in the back with this. It's so much that goes on. And that's why I was actually just talking to my business partner. We were talking about that, like, how to develop and get these programs for individuals. You know what I mean? That can break down that day to day, hey, this is how you transition successfully. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no, oh, I'm gonna have $1 million by the end of the year. But it gives you a format to plant a firm foundation. Anybody that's listening right now, you have to plant a foundation. I don't care if you was incarcerated or not. If you don't have a foundation, your house is gonna sink.
No doubt.
Period. Your house is going to sink if the foundations is rocky. You know what I'm saying? And then don't try to build. Now, if you build a foundation with somebody that's not compatible with you, that
Whew.
could be even worse. That could be even worse. I've seen situations like that where it's like, all right, they'll come to me for advice saying, "Yo, how do you do this? How do you do that?" But I'm thinking like, it's one of those sayings. Just think of the saying where it says, if a bird and a fish were to fall in love, where would they live?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? If a bird and a fish were to fall in love, where would they live?
Wow.
And most times a person on the outside can pretty much see better than somebody trapped inside of a cage. You know what I'm saying? Somebody inside is trying to get out, but the person outside can really tell you, yo, these are some of the loopholes and things like that. But but it all comes back to, like you said, the mental health standpoint, understanding self, knowing who you are, what do you stand for, what foundation, values, principles, code of ethics do you value in your life. You understand what I'm saying? It's not just, what other people want to think or what other people may believe the way you should live your life or how you should conduct yourself. No, it's all what you base it and surrounding yourself with, what you feeding yourself on a daily basis. You know what I mean? And as I mentioned, I always mention things come in increments. Things come overnight. I mean, excuse me, they don't come overnight. They come over time.
Hmm.
Nothing comes overnight.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're going you'll find yourself just, getting little by little. But you'll know that in those trials, you know what I'm saying? In those tribulations, You know, everything you go through, that all things work together for the good. That's the good and the bad, the ups and the downs, the right and the wrong. They all fuse together. They all fuse together for a common good. You know what I mean? Everything we've been through. Who else is getting? How many people you know where we've been locked down that is on these podcasts right now, giving back to the community, trying to make, you know what I'm saying, a way for the people. You know what I'm saying? For all people. There's not
I
people,
don't
but
know. I
people,
don't,
but you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where I have to tilt my hat. I have to say, yo, Bayah, keep winning. You know what I'm saying? Because you're doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? You got the Love of Life platform, you moving it. You know what I'm saying? Even if nobody were to show up to your event, you still out there moving. But trust me what I say right now. I'm looking to this camera. Trust me what I say. It's gonna come a day where everybody gonna look and say, wow, I wish I would have supported him. I wish I would have liked his post. I wish I would have commented. You know what I mean? Because you got to always remember too that no matter what, whether you do good or bad, somebody's always going to critique you.
no
You
doubt.
do good, they're going to talk about you. You do bad, they're going to talk about you. I told
Hmm.
somebody the other day, I said, do you think I care for my, I've been through so much in life, man. Do you think I care what people think or what they say? Oh, yeah, they're going to think this. Think what?
No doubt.
I tell people that all the time. What they eat, it don't make me shit. They don't pay no bills. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? They don't. Come on, like there's many things that I could say, but I'm not gonna mention. But it's like you can't. It's a waste of time.
No
You know
doubt.
what I'm saying? It's like it's one of those things. It's like let's see if you win with us or watch us win.
Yeah.
That's that's it, man. And
You
that's
know
it.
that right
Yeah.
there, bro. That's gonna bring me to something that I touched base with you earlier, and I told you it's more of a challenge, and I'm gonna press that on your chest. I want you to produce something to this piece that our plight right now, our fight to save our children lives, to save this generation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I came up with something, and it's a challenge to anybody that writes spoken words and correction, to write poetry,
Mm-hmm.
someone that performs spoken word, somebody that sings, and somebody that raps.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I won't stop because this pain won't stop. I won't stop because this oppression won't end. I won't stop because this trauma won't blend with the love I have for you, the love I have for you, the love I have for you, the love I have for you. And it goes like that. And I burned something down with that because I went into an establishment unbeknownst to me that it was poetry night.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went in there to use the bathroom. And I've been trying to go to a poetry slam session since I can't say for how long because it started when I was incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
So for me being home for almost 2 years now and never even came close to that opportunity. And for me to be going through everything that day I told you I was going through and talking to you through those moments and during those moments to persevere through them every time. And every time I received a reward in some type of way that
Mm-hmm.
encouraged me to keep persevering. So I went into this establishment to use the bathroom. And when I went in there, the lady asked me, was I there for poetry night? Why, certainly. Without
Absolutely.
hesitation, like that's why I came in there. Why,
Yeah.
certain. So I go in there and it was like, I was like one of the first people there. Like at the time, it was only seven of us there. and I was the seventh person. So I sat there and I absorbed my surroundings, and it was a beautiful scene. It was a beautiful scene, and I sat there and I just took it in at first. I'm just looking like, okay, all right, I don't know what this gonna be because it's Harrisburg and you never know, what you're gonna get, what type of crowd or whatever. So I'm sitting there
Mm-hmm.
like, all right. So people start spilling in, and it was the diversity was at its rawest form. So it was a multitude of people. Like it wasn't just the black crowd, the white crowd, or the young or old crowd. It was just a mixture of everybody in there. So that motivated me. I'm like, I'm getting up there. Like I already knew I was getting up there. Actually, I already said I was getting up there, but I was in a situation where a lot of my stuff is not incorporated in my memory, and then the ones that is or was because it's still there. I haven't recited it in so long. So I sat there and I wrote and I went in. I went in and I put something in my tablet and I went up there and read it. And the reception that I received, like the energy that I received from just being in there and hearing these lovely gentlemen and women share their truth. It
Mm-hmm.
affected me in a way where it awakened my creativity. Um, like I said, I've been home already now for almost 2 years. Inshallah, I get to make these 2 months, or not too long, it'll be 1 month. But the fact of the matter is, I haven't written anything in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And that night, I wrote something, and the next day, literally while I was at work, like I wrote three things. I started three things, I should say, at one time. And this I can't stop. This I won't stop. Um, I want to see how far this can go in regards to anybody that's said that they about this positivity, that they made personal commitments, that they gonna service the community, and they have creative juices flowing in their veins. And you're a singer, you're some type of artist. You can produce a poem or a song and or a rap in a positive way that can motivate, inspire people to live and love life more.
Mm-hmm.
That's the course. Add to it. Add to it.
Mm. Yeah, to it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got here, Mr. Brother Steve Rector. He's been riding. He was actually on earlier for the podcast. He said, just continue to walk in your calling. And that's what you're doing. Like you said, you bringing it out. You creating for people. You creating outlets. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's up, man. We definitely gotta probably, like you said, link up and do like a poetry jam session. Share your gift, your talent on the stage.
No
Let's
doubt.
go. Like
No doubt.
that's how it go, man. And we building increments, man. I know we coming up on the hour here. For a lot of good
Already?
information. Yeah, almost. Yeah, almost. Yeah, that's how it went, man. That's how it go. You know how it is when you spin the track. You running around. They already
You get
look. Yeah, you hear the but look,
yeah,
you think you thinking it's the halftime bell. No,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
yard.
yeah.
Yard. What
That's
do
it.
they call
No.
halftime?
Yeah,
You know
no
what I'm
doubt.
saying? What you mean? You think they call halftime? That's the
Yeah.
yard. That's the yard.
No,
So
you
now
gotta
you
explain to the
like, dang.
people because some people don't know what you're talking about, bro. What's the halftime? What that mean?
Halftime, man, is like halftime in the yard when they let you go in. If you got to go in, if you got to pass, whatever the case may be, you can go ahead and stay out the rest of the yard. But we be so deep in conversation, spinning the track that we didn't even pay no mind to the first bell because we just boxed it out. Everything we was talking about around the track was just strictly that.
No
You know what I
doubt.
mean? Next thing you know, they said, no, that's the whole yard. Yard, yeah, yard in. Yard in.
Is it 2 hours already? 2
2 hours
hours
already.
already?
Like
Yard in.
that. So then we go
Yard
in
in.
there. You already know. Right after that, it's time getting ready for count time, child.
It's
You know what
over.
I'm saying? Now let's just night yard. You know, night yard. You get in there and take the shower. You might cook them nachos up. Or
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying, bang that chi out and hit the stinger, throw that thing in it, let that thing cook at the stinger. And I ain't gonna
No
lie, I
doubt.
know we gonna have some little laughs right there. Man, I was just thinking the other day, I said, dang, man, those nachos, them chili and beans, man, taste better than
Pop.
it tastes better than stuff that be out here,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
The chili and
yeah,
beans, you mean throw the
yeah.
beans, you chop that joint up, you lay the chip bag over the box, the lid, the record box lid. What? Don't chop the joint up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Oh
no
man, I'm
doubt.
telling you. I be thinking about it like, dang, man. Sometimes because like see out here, even though you have a variety of things, you get burnt out with the same crap. Like everything is chicken, everything is beef, just made differently. Like, you know what I'm saying? But in there, you had just sausage. You can make the macro. Like out here, people nobody making macro. Who make,
Nah,
who
nah.
making mac? Who making macro
Yeah,
melts?
yeah.
Nobody making that. Like, you know what I mean? Who making the tuna joint? Who making the you know what I'm saying? Who making the bagels? Dropping that thing in the and that buck 90, like that joint be like 300 burning.
No doubt.
You take that thing out, you whoa, oh yeah, like you
Yeah, you
know what I'm
can't touch it.
saying?
You can't touch it.
You can't touch it, man. But see, we got real creative, and I know this can go for another episode. But when we did have the stinger, and when you did have the aluminum chip bags, you know what I'm saying, you drop that
No doubt.
bagel, whatever you had laced on that joint,
Yeah.
you drop that thing in.
Deep fry that joint.
Fry that joint, crispy. You talking about Krispy Kreme? Yeah, look, Krispy Kreme. Look, the
Yeah.
College Hill about to come on. Krispy Kreme, College Hill. We in like it was flavor and all that. We in
No
like so
doubt. No doubt.
those type of things. Man, sometimes I think about like, dang man. But see, the reason why they become memories because that's where we spent a lot of our lives.
No
You know what I'm
doubt.
saying? We spent a lot of lives. We met some of the most thorough people in that joint, and some of the most thorough people are like lifers,
No
are
doubt.
the
No
ones who've
doubt.
been locked down for years and stuff like that. We met some of, it's sad to say, but I tell people all the time, I know strangers better than I do my own family.
For sure.
That's the saddest part. You know strangers better than you do your own family. Like people don't understand that, man. But it's life. We all go through it. You know what I mean? Brother Sky still commenting. He said a different state of mind, not a prison state. Absolutely. You
Yeah.
made it out of it, but we always have it in the back of our mind though, where we come from. We never forget where we come from. You know what I'm saying? You never can forget that. You know what I mean? You know what it is. See, the good thing is you got the experience, but then you also had the knowledge with it. You know what
No
I mean?
doubt.
A lot of people don't understand that, don't balance that. You know what I mean? But other than that, peace. We got here. Love of life. Peace. Okay. Cynthia Thomas, appreciate you. But yeah, but yeah, it is what it is, man. That's how I be rocking though, man. So but yeah, Bear, it's coming up on that
All right.
last minute, man. But it was definitely a blessing, man. It was definitely appreciated that you came, you shared your truth, man. You vented, you showed people, man, um, what it was okay to do. You know what I mean? I know it's bringing a lot of other people to the platform. But again, nonetheless, it's your boy, Keenan Hudson, your host, the Reentry Connect podcast. We were spinning the track with my brother Bayah Thomas. It's going to be plenty more to come. So y'all always stay tuned. And we're going to relax tonight because it's 10:40. But hey, you got to do anything, you know what I'm saying, to show that you're there to support. You know what I mean? So, but again, hit it up on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch. Let's go. But till further ado, we'll talk to you next time. Peace.
Live love and live life.
Uh huh.